I had sold out in like 2 days or something like that. But it was more or less because when I came into it, I was doing things nobody else was
Nobody else.
doing. You know,
Right. Great partnership to have when you have micro influencers, nano influencers, especially in the fashion space.
it's like seeing people like what I, you know what I'm saying, creating different things like that. It just really give me that drive to just keep creating and creating.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Blueprint Podcast, the podcast where we uncover the blueprint to success from people of all walks of life. Today, we're uncovering the blueprint for entrepreneurship. Today's guest is Bray. He is a sophomore ITS major at Mississippi State University, and he is also the owner of Endbry Institutions.
Yeah, that's me. I'm Endbry. I've been running I got a clothing brand, school, and that's about it.
Okay, so
For real.
since I don't know much about you, we're gonna start from the very beginning. You gonna walk us through your life.
Bet.
So you said you are a Starkville native.
Yeah,
So-
I've been living here all my life. Started with high school, school district, and then I went to state, and I started my clothing brand in like 9th grade.
Ninth grade. Okay, so in ninth grade here in Starkville, what made you think to start a clothing brand? Like,
Really, growing up, my brother had a clothing brand doing YouTube, different things like that, and it just inspired me. You know what I'm saying? Being more like him. Also, my mother, she make clothes. She make really everything under the sun, and she also inspired me to just be creative and do my own thing and explore my own avenues for real.
okay, so digging a little bit into the personal before we get into the clothing brand too much. What made you stick around Starkville? What made you want to go to Mississippi State?
Honestly, I got half out tuition. You feel me? My dad worked here. He retired, and half out tuition, you can't even beat that for real.
Facts, that's true. Tuition here is surprisingly cheap.
Yeah, that's really the only reason why I'm here. I would not be still in Starkville.
So
at
what
all.
was your first choice?
My only choice was state, but if
Okay.
I could go anywhere, I would have went like Clark Atlanta or something.
Fact.
I
I
went
can
to
see that.
Atlanta,
I can see
for
that. I
sure.
can see that. Okay, so moving into college and moving out of high school. First of all, being in high school, how did you, come up with the creative ideas for your brand? First of all, let's back up. What made you want to even pursue entrepreneurship at such a young age?
Honestly, just like I say, like my brother, he really like, you know what I'm saying? He's a very person I look up to a lot.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like he means a lot to me. And just seeing him be himself, do what he want to do and stuff like that, inspired me to do what I want to do and express myself how I want to express myself. And it just turned to clothes. And also my cousin Jory, like me and him back in 8th grade, like we just thought to make a clothing brand. So that's what we was on before anybody.
Okay,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
right. Because it's become really popular now.
But yeah, we was doing it back then. Like
Wow.
we was really the only ones in the whole GTA area really just trying to do that for real.
Okay, so with that being, you guys being the only ones really trying to do it, then what was the difference between like promoting and marketing and creativity versus how it is now with everybody trying to do it?
Honestly, back then, all you really had to do was just post anything. Like
Right.
you could just post anything. Like I would go at my house and take a picture, post it, and it do, you know what I'm saying, whatever
Right.
it had to do. And like with TikTok, you just post anything.
Right.
But now it's more or less like photo shoots, influencers,
Right.
different things like that. And it's a lot of competition just because of how overly saturated things are.
Right.
So you definitely gotta explore creative type of ways to, you know what I'm saying, make your piece appealing to other
Right.
people. Like you really gotta be creative and think out of the box.
Right. So with you having to do that, with you starting a brand like in the early stages, would you say that it helped you, or is it kind of
course.
like
Yeah,
right,
definitely. It definitely helped me because, like I say, I've been doing it since 9th grade, so I'm on like year 5 right now. And so really, all I did was just evolve, like getting better. Because I do everything for my brand, from designing to
right?
everything. So the only thing I did was get better, from taking pictures, product pictures, all that designing. All I did was get better and teach myself them skills and stuff like that. So
Okay. So before owning a clothing brand, did you do any other like entrepreneurship ventures?
no, the only
Strictly
thing
clothing.
I did was play sports, and then I went straight to selling clothes.
Okay,
For real.
okay. That's kind of new. You know, a lot of people you hear about starting a clothing brand. Oh, I resell shoes. I
Yeah.
resell AirPods. I did this. I did that. But you went straight in, dove right into the
See, I
clothing
really did that after I started selling shirts, like
Gotcha,
just on
okay.
the side. You feel me? Sell a shoe or sell some AirPods or
Right.
whatever the case may be. I did that after I started selling my shirts.
Okay. So, with us knowing how you started your clothing brand, how you started your entrepreneurship journey, tell us a little bit about the message behind your clothing brand and why you chose to still do it even in college and through kind of like a season change, why you chose to still stick with your brand and stick out entrepreneurship.
Okay, so first, my first name for my brand was actually Bray Society, and it was genuinely to just create another world within the clothes that I create. So
Right.
if you wearing my clothes, you wearing anything that I create, you're a part of my society, you're a part of my world,
Right.
our world. You feel me?
Right.
And that was my whole agenda behind it, and it still is.
Right.
It's just, you know what I'm saying, even with Endbry institution, I still incorporate my name and institution. It's just like a society of like-minded people,
Right.
you know. And really, what made me keep going is because it's what I love. You know, this is what I want to do within my life. Like,
Right.
you know what I'm saying. This is the career that I'm genuinely chasing to live off of.
Right.
And while I kept doing it in college, it's just because like it's a bigger audience.
Right.
You know, so
Right.
it's no really reason to slow down. If
Right.
anything, you know what I'm saying. That's really what things gonna take off at.
Right.
And coming into my freshman year, I was really in my shell. I wasn't really
Right.
out and different things like that. But my sophomore year, I'm definitely trying to get out there more, push my face more, push my brand more, so people can know me
Right.
and everything I got going on.
Right. That's dope. I think a lot of people sometimes when they change seasons, they kind of think about it like, oh, I gotta leave what I was doing alone
Exactly.
or something like that. But that's not always the case. And you have to like kind of evaluate the situation to see if it'll benefit you. And in that case, it definitely benefited you to come to college and still continue to do a clothing brand.
Definitely.
In your clothing brand, you said you originally was gonna name it Bray.
It was Bray Society,
Bray
then
Society.
My Society, and then I just kept changing my name
Right.
until now.
Right.
And
Okay.
then I
So
ended up with Endbry Institution.
right. So with you deciding to make name changes and deciding to make the necessary changes, what led to you thinking about those changes?
Okay, honestly, it's because when I first started, you know what I'm saying, I just came up with a name. And then, like I say, you know what I'm saying, I'm designing, and as we grow, you know what I'm saying, your vision grows,
Right.
what you want to produce, you know what I'm saying, everything changes and
Right.
stuff like that. So the overall image of my brand is kind of changing. I wanted to, make it more simplistic,
Right.
but still look good, you know what I'm saying? And it can evolve into something bigger.
Right.
Because
right.
with certain names and certain images and certain things you display, it can only be
Right.
so big, and I kind of want to be more of a luxury and
Right.
boost it up for real and have a more appealing like image to everybody. Like I want to be able to, my target audience, I want to be appealing to like everybody and not just a certain group or anything like that.
Right. Right. That's very important. I know a lot of people have names like money
Empire,
money
and,
something
cash,
or
all
stuff
that.
like that. Like those are good names because
But it's
like
only gonna go so far.
it's only
you know?
gonna go so far. You can only market so much with names
Exactly,
like that.
and like when it's like that, the only avenue you can really go in is like with money.
Right.
You know, and when you look around, that's everybody.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's not too much that's being different.
Right.
And sometimes you gotta like stick out because when it's your brand, like what is you? You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
what's different about you from everyone else?
Right.
That's really
right.
what I be trying to push because like I be thinking it's like it's no one else like me. So that's why like I kind of try my brand. I don't want to look like no one else because it's what I like. It's what I express.
Right. It's what you like. I know. Dale said last time it's what he want to wear. A lot of clothing brands
Exactly.
don't think like that. Like I told him last time, a lot of clothing brands say, "Oh, I'm gonna make what Capri making, or I'm
Exactly.
gonna make this, I'm gonna make that, like the next person." No,
For sure.
just make clothes. Just make clothes
Exactly.
that you will wear, that you will enjoy. And if nobody else really like them, okay,
Exactly.
then move on to the next piece.
Exactly, and more than likely, like when you making things you like, the target audience you gonna build gonna start to like what you like. So
Right,
as long as you're
right.
making what you like, they always gonna like what you dropping.
They're gonna come to you.
Exactly, and some clothing brand owners don't even wear their own clothes. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right, facts.
And that really be speaking volume sometimes because sometimes you really gotta be your own billboard.
Right. Okay. So with you learning all of that
Mhm.
and taking it into this new year, what are some things that you're going to be working on your clothing brand for this year in terms of like transitioning, because clothing brand only keeps getting more saturated and saturated. A lot of people starting clothing brands on TikTok, stuff like that. So what's some stuff that you've learned from the years that you've had a clothing brand that you're going to try to implement to continue to grow in this year?
Consistency. That's the number one thing because as long as you in somebody's face and people understanding like who you are, okay, this that brand, and they keep seeing you over and over and over again,
Right.
you know what I'm saying, it's gonna gain traction. So consistency is a big thing, and honestly, trying to thinking outside the box, not dropping something you see everywhere.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like you see one, you know what I'm saying. If I drop something, I don't want it to just I seen it from the other
Right.
brand or that little, you know what I'm saying? I don't want
Right.
nobody to call it like that. So
Right.
that's
Okay.
really what it is.
With you saying that, we gonna hop on the trends a little bit, cause how people just see a trend, everybody in the clothing brand industry hop on that one trend, everybody's selling the same type of clothes. So how do you feel about like clothing brand trends?
See, really, when it comes to trends, some people don't know. Like, sometimes it's okay to jump on the trend because doing that, you know what I'm saying, that'll help you blow up. Sometimes that'll help you gain traction, and sometimes jumping on the trend, you know what I'm saying. Like I said, it'll put people on your like in your brand, like get faces towards you.
Right.
But like you like when it's overly trending and overly saturated, just like you know what I'm saying, everybody jackets looks exactly the same.
Right.
It's kind of OD. You know what I mean? And it's just like nobody really trying to be different. Everybody just doing so. And you know, some people just do it for the money. Some people do it because they actually love it. And sometimes you can tell the difference. You know what I mean? Because just like I say, people be dropping the same clothes over and over and over again. They look exactly the same.
Right. Okay. I think that's important too. People don't understand when you start seeing like, oh, this is trending. At that point, it's too late for you to try to hop on the trend.
Exactly, it's too late.
You gonna be everybody done already made like when jerseys became a thing.
Exactly.
By the time you saw like the 50th jersey, you should have been like, nah, I'm not gonna hop on jerseys.
Exactly. I think outside the box and try to create something that's way different that ain't nobody doing. You know what I mean?
A lot of people don't think like that. They want to hand it to them these days. Exactly. So with that being said, how do you navigate how you're gonna make a trend unique to you?
Okay, so really what I'll do is like I do have inspos. Like I have brands that I look at or like I like their aesthetic and different things like that. And I look at anything and I understand like how can I put my uniqueness to this? How can I make this in my way? And most of the time, more than likely, like I'll have my own visions of what I want to create that just come to my mind, you know, and then I just make it, honestly.
Okay. So with you being in a small area, because I'm not going to say Starkville is small, but I feel like Mississippi as a state is kind of small when it comes to clothing brand.
It's
really
not a
anything,
big support
at all. So when it comes to that, how do you market to, I would say outside of Mississippi, because a lot of people in Mississippi don't, buy from starting clothing brand, right? They don't support each other. So how do you market to like other states? How do you market to get people that you don't know to buy your clothes?
TikTok and Instagram. TikTok really the main platform anybody should promote on. No matter what you're doing, TikTok is definitely the app to promote on. Instagram, and just like I said, I be trying to get into modeling and different things so I can be the face, so I can push it to anywhere.
Right. Okay.
You know what I mean?
So with you saying TikTok, walk us through your marketing process. So once you know you're gonna make that garment, what you do from that point
so
on.
basically, all I really do is I understand different photo shoot ideas I want to do, garment pictures, product pictures, whatever it is, and I just post it on TikTok, honestly.
Okay.
And with like a song, like I understand like which songs to use, like what fits the vibe or which fits the aesthetic of what I'm trying to push and different things like that, because that plays with engagement.
Right.
And words, like what you telling them, what, you know what I'm saying, all the information you giving them and different things like that definitely play in with like the engagement that you can receive and being consistent, because like you gotta be consistent on TikTok.
Right. Yeah. Definitely. So TikTok.
Because if you don't, you just playing with your potential.
Facts.
It'll definitely get you.
TikTok as an app, if you don't engage that often, they'll think you're like a bot or something, and then your engagement once you post is gonna be low and all that.
Shadow ban.
Yeah.
And it's hard to get out. You gotta post a lot just to get out that shadow ban.
You stuck in 200.
Exactly. Because I was stuck in there.
Yeah.
I was stuck in there. I had to get out.
It's a real thing. You gotta post consistently, almost every day or more than once a day.
Exactly.
Because
like, what you gonna say?
Social media in today's world has kind of, so most people looked at it as a tool, like when it was first coming up, but now it's kind of taking over. Like if you're not doing good on social media, you probably won't
exactly. People be looking at it like that, and they be, you know what I'm saying, creating careers and different things like that, like from social media.
Right.
And really what I would say is don't get caught up into the numbers. You feel me? Because ain't nobody make it overnight. You know what I'm saying? Like when you look at the people that's where you at and different things, you know what I'm saying? They've been doing it for years. You know what I mean? And when you really look at yourself, sometimes, you know what I'm saying, we be working hard and different things like that, but you gotta look at how far you done already grown.
Right.
And not compare to anybody else.
Okay. So what with you saying that, not looking at the numbers, how did you, when you first started out, how did you get past the I'm not making sales or I'm not getting views phase?
Honestly, it never came a point like that, because my first drop, I think I sold out.
Okay.
Yeah, I had sold out in like 2 days or something like that. But it was more or less because when I came into it, I was doing things nobody else was
Nobody else.
doing. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like how the rhinestones and stuff like that popular now.
Right.
I was doing that 5 years ago.
Right.
You feel me?
Okay.
So when
Facts.
nobody really doing that, when nobody seeing that, so I dropped that. Everybody
Right.
wanted, everybody getting it and
Right.
stuff like that. And I had one TikTok influencer posting it, and that's really what had took my brand up for real, for real.
Okay. So since you said that, we finna get into it. Walk us down step by step. That first sold out drop. What you
Oh yeah.
did, how you came up with, even with doing the
hmm
rhinestone idea, how
Yeah.
you made that happen.
Okay, so my mom, I think my mom was making rhinestones, and I just picked up on it, and I started designing like my own stuff. And
Right.
so I made a design. It had Cardi on it with like an A on the hood, and I posted it, and I had sent it to one dude named Mike, and he had made a TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
And his TikTok had got like 2,000 views, but back then that's a lot.
Lot
You
of
feel me? That's a
right.
lot of
Right.
views back then. And I had ended up dropping. It was like December. It was December something. Like it was close to Christmas, like December 26th or 27th,
Right.
different things like that. And I just remember the night before, my phone just ding and ding and ding and
Right.
ding. I'm just getting orders, ding and ding and ding. And I wake up in the morning, I made like 3,200 overnight.
Facts.
For real.
Okay. So influencer marketing has become, because that's what you did.
hmm
You made the design, you sent it to an influencer posted it, got
Yeah.
20K. But influencer marketing has become so much more important in today's time, and really, truly, it's become oversaturated as well, because like
Definitely.
everybody want to send their brand
To
and
this person, that person,
influencers,
that
right?
person.
And so it's becoming a whole thing. So how would you say you can navigate that now? Because back then when you was doing it, nobody else was doing it.
Exactly. And the best way to do that now is to find like people like me, upcoming
Right.
influencers, different
They're
things
not
like that, because they're gonna make a lot of content for
Right.
you. You feel me? And most of the time they're not gonna charge you at all. And you can find like one influencer that get the engagement you like, that's
Right.
you know what I'm saying, fit the aesthetic of your brand. And that's a big importance. When it comes to finding influencers and different things like that for clothing, you want
Right.
to find somebody who do clothing content
Right.
and different things like that. You don't want to find nobody who rapping or doing this or
Right,
doing that,
right.
because you know what I'm saying, they don't get that appeal today. That's not what they supporters looking
Right.
for. So that's really what I would do, is just find a few small ones and one big one, and that'll get you everything you need for real.
Facts. I know on the first episode we were talking about nano influencers and micro influencers.
Mhm.
Those people are so important in today's society,
Very.
because they're trying to come up. Other businesses are trying to come up. It's a great partnership to have when you have micro influencers, nano influencers, especially in the fashion space, because a lot of people can dress. They just don't have the likes or the follows that go along with it. And so building together, that builds a beautiful relationship
Definitely.
for a long time. A lot of people don't look at that. They want to, I'm going to give my stuff to Quan. I'm going to give my
Nah,
stuff to
don't do that.
Capri. Nah, you going to be paying probably
Exactly.
10 bands
Exactly.
just for him to put it on his stream. When you can go
Exactly.
get some little Bobby from up
Yeah.
the street that love to put stuff together.
He gonna make
And he
5-10 videos,
And
you feel
then
me, posting.
you might not get the engagement that you want on it, because I mean it's little Bobby from across the
But it's
street,
getting
but
eyes,
it's
though.
gonna get eyes that you never
You
had
feel me?
before.
Exactly.
Okay, so let's talk about your process with getting, a garment together, or what process you go through when designing, because you say you do everything yourself. So what's the process you go through from, okay, I want to, like, you come up with an idea, or I want to design this, and how do you decide what garment you want to put it on, how you want to do it, what colors you want to do it in, stuff like that?
Yeah, so honestly, like I be telling you, like I have visions for things, and it be just like exactly how I want that
Okay,
piece,
okay.
or like, you know what I'm saying, or I just start to play around, or if I have inspo or different things like that, I just start playing around, and like really what it's come to is like with Photoshop, it's no wrong way to do anything.
Right,
You know what I'm
right.
saying? Even with like creating art, like people don't be understanding. Like when it come to creating art, it's no wrong way to do
Right.
anything. So really, you just gotta find your way of doing things that
Right.
work for you, and you know what I'm saying. Whatever outcome is for you.
Right, yeah. A lot of people think like designing it's a little like secret behind it, or
It's not,
it's just what you feel.
You just gotta go play around.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The more you go at it, the more you play around with it, the more you just put your time into it, the better you're gonna get. And that's with everything.
Right,
You know?
that's true. You got to put reps in with everything. I know my first
Exactly.
video compared to this video, or even my next 5 videos after
Exactly.
these,
It's gonna be
it's
a
not
big
gonna be the
difference.
same.
It's gonna be a big difference.
It's gonna be different types of editing, different types of this, different types of that. You got to figure out what works for you and what works for your audience.
Exactly.
And that's what a lot of people these days don't want to like do. They don't want to go through the hard time of finding your people.
That's what
They
it
just want to
is.
get on.
They
as soon
already
as-
want that platform,
Right,
you feel me?
right.
But they don't understand when you take your time and you building that platform and different things like that, they're gonna rock with you a lot
No
more.
matter what you selling,
No matter
you
what
could
you
be
do, they're gonna
selling.
support you.
You can be selling crop socks,
They gonna buy
and
it
they
though.
gonna buy it because
Just because
that's
it's you, like
they
gonna
messing
feel,
with you,
because
right?
it feel like a family. You feel me? They gonna
Right.
like you know what I'm saying? They feel like a family, and that's really what you want your support. Like not even I ain't gonna call it a support base. You feel
Right.
me? But just like you know what I'm saying? Because like I say, I'm just call it a family because that's what I see everybody as.
Right.
Like that, and that's what they gonna treat you as. Like they gonna
Right,
support you
right,
in
yep.
everything you do. For real,
Yep,
for real.
every single thing.
Especially when you being genuine
Right.
and not trying to be like nobody else and just being
Facts.
yourself. That's when they gonna really.
Facts. That's what a lot of people like, genuine stuff.
Mhm.
I think in a world where everything is so social media. Oh, you see, you don't know if stuff is real or not
Exactly.
in today's age.
And in social media, a lot of stuff be fake.
A lot. That's what I'm saying. And like me and Dev was talking about last time. Like a lot of people feel behind sometimes, but you just got to be you. That's the whole thing.
Exactly, and that's what it be coming to. You can't compare your story to nobody else's story because behind the camera, a lot of things ain't what it seems.
Right,
You know what I mean?
right.
Like it's not at all. Like you just gotta play your story
Right.
and go at your own pace because as long as you do that, you're gonna be okay.
Right. Okay. So let's go back. So you from Starkville, start your clothing brand in ninth grade, came to college, continued your clothing brand. You started off with the trends when you first started. You started off popping. So how did you ride that momentum and continue to ride that momentum?
Really, honestly, throughout high school and different things like that, I was on and off. I wasn't as consistent
Right.
as I could have been, but honestly, what I kept doing is making what I like.
Right. Okay.
Because that's what all my my followers and my supporters and anything like that, they just like whatever I like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's what I just what I keep doing. I just keep making things that I would wear
Okay.
and that people wouldn't think to make. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right. So in today's time where clothing brand is so oversaturated, a lot of people wear the same type of designs and stuff like that. How do you, I would say, drown out the noise when it comes to making sure you're giving your community, what they want?
Okay, for like sometimes a lot of people like to copy things.
Right.
So sometimes people do too much.
Right.
And like what I wanted to do is I wanted to simplify my brand, but still make it appealing.
Right.
So like when I made it more simple, it opened up a lot of avenues so I can do a lot more things.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Whether like even with my logo, simple, like making my logo more simple and more known.
Mhm.
So like when you see it, you know who it is, you know what brand it is, you know who the owner is, and I can really just put it on anything. And any like, you know what I'm saying? Even if like if I want to make earmuffs or anything like that, because nobody would think to make that. You know what I'm saying?
Right. When I was thinking about when I was still doing my clothing brand and when I put it on pause, is a lot of people only think about the design. They only think about the design they go on the shirt or the pants. They don't think about
garment.
I can put extra pockets here. I can put extra pockets there.
Exactly.
I can put a short sleeve on this side, long sleeve on this side. They don't think about how you can change the garment. They just think about how you can copy the design.
Exactly.
And I feel like that's why a lot of clothing brands get stuck at a certain point, because you got some people on YouTube or whatever tell you, oh, just start with a little simple like design, put your logo on there. That's not gonna fly. That's not gonna fly in today's age, because a lot of people, there's a lot of fashion people out here that make some good fits, and they're not gonna put that on.
Exactly.
If you wouldn't put it on to go to a party, don't need to make it straight like that. So a lot of people telling you to like put your logo on there, that's not always gonna cut it unless you sell into like
unless your logo really just that appealing.
Right.
You feel me? Most of the time you can't do that. Like I've never even made no logo shirt like that for real.
Facts. Okay, so with that being said, let's move on to like how you as a person juggle everything. So like you're IT. That's not an easy
it
major.
ain't. It's not at all. You know what I'm saying? And I kind of like just try to stay organized. You know what I'm saying? Like if I want to sit down and just do work and go ahead and get it out of the way so I can focus on other things, I do that. You know what I'm saying? Like go ahead and sit down, do my work, or I schedule days where I record just like, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to making my personal content. I just take one day and record for like the rest of the week. You know what I'm saying? So I don't got to worried about that. Or when it comes to making brand content, different things like that, like I have a specific day where I just shoot content.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it fits in my schedule because you can't shoot content every single day.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But you can make it to where you can post it every single day.
Right. You can make pre-recorded content.
Exactly. And that's really what you gotta do to stay consistent.
Yeah.
Like, nobody out here recording and posting on the same day.
No, that's not gonna work. Recording, editing,
all that one day is over with.
That's not gonna work. Okay, so with you having a schedule with how everything goes about, so a lot of people, I know you say you come up with the vision straight in your head. So like, if it doesn't fit in your schedule, do you still take it upon yourself to design that day, or do you just wait until?
And when it come to designing, I don't design a lot.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I design whenever like I'm in that mode.
Right. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because like, when it come to like, when you are a very creative person and different things like that, you can't force yourself to do anything because you'll burn out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you got to do it when like it's in that mode and different things like that. When you know what you want to make and when you know what, you know what I'm saying? Because like, that's how it be. When I know what I want to make and I know what I need and different things like that, it don't take long at all.
Okay.
Because I already know the look I'm going for real.
Right. So you already know the vibe, the feel. You just gotta put it.
Yeah, I just gotta put everything together for real.
Right.
Because I already know like all the elements and what I gotta draw or whatever I gotta do. I already be understanding. So it really be kind of getting easy for me now.
Right. Because you seem like you're very creative. Like soon as like you see something, you like, oh
yeah,
I know
do
what
that
I yeah
sure.
right. A lot of people aren't like that creative. So what would you say, like, it comes easy to you, but what would you say to somebody that's not as creative, like if they wanted to start a clothing brand or if they just wanted to get into entrepreneurship in general? Because you know, sometimes some types of entrepreneurship don't require creativity, but however, you know, everybody has the market, everybody has the sell, everybody has to do social media, so that still requires creativity. You don't want to just be standing in front of camera like, buy my stuff. So what would you say to that person, like for them to kind of get some ideas going? Would you recommend probably hiring somebody out?
Yeah, I would. You know what I'm saying? I would find someone that fits your aesthetic. I wouldn't just work with anybody.
Right.
It's more or less finding somebody who fits the look you're going for because it'll be more authentic.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So a lot of people just say like, oh, just hire somebody off Fiverr or something like that. But
it's quick.
I don't think that lines up with like the brand most times. Like anybody, I ain't gonna say anybody, but most professionals that know how to brand and know how to do color grading and all that, like they can just do it. Exactly. But not a lot of people have the same like vibe that you on, if that makes sense. So you got to do a little research when you're trying to.
Exactly, and that goes into whatever you want to create. You know what I'm saying? Because I just wasn't born with all the knowledge. You know what I'm saying? I sat down and I did a lot of research. I learned this, and it played back to my Jordan. He my cousin, and he is a designer. Like he the craziest designer in Starksville, in my opinion. And he taught me a lot of stuff and different things like that. And really, I forgot the question. My bad.
Like how did you kind of like navigate, like, well, how would you tell somebody that's not as creative, like off rip, to navigate it? We mentioned Fiverr.
Oh yeah, honestly, I would find somebody that fit your aesthetic, or I would find different ways. Like even if it came to like looking for inspos to find like an idea. My bad. To find an idea or anything like that, I would look at inspos, look at people you like, look at clothing brands you like. Even when it come down to promotion and different things like that, look at a brand how they promote. And, you know what I'm saying? And put your uniqueness to it. Put your little twist to it.
Okay, yeah. So don't copy. A lot of people just try to copy, like blank out, copy everything, but don't copy. Take inspiration, write it down. Like if somebody doing like a basketball photo shoot, do a baseball photo shoot. It's in the same, it's in the same genre, but it's not the exact.
It's still sports, but it's different. You feel me? Exactly.
For sure. So that I think that's a good point to make for somebody that's not as creative, that don't just have like wow creativity off the dome. I think that's a good thing to do. Don't copy, but you know, inspiration. Don't flat out copy somebody, because there's a lot of that going on.
Yeah, and it's easy to do that.
It is.
You feel me? And some people be copying without even knowing it.
Right. Okay, so let's move into how you kind of deal with, you know, the whole entrepreneurship thing. Like how do you deal with it on the business side? So like dealing with reading up on orders, making sure orders get shipped out, because you said you do everything. So walk us through how you deal with balancing the whole just entrepreneurial aspect. Okay,
so really like when it comes to getting orders and different things like that, understand how much it's gonna cost, how many pieces I need to sell to buy things and different things like that. Because when it comes to a boat, you don't need all the money. You just
Right.
need enough to get it started.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And even like when people run pre-orders and different things like
Right.
that, you just need enough. You just need to understand how much to buy your boat. Because
Right.
if you getting 50 pieces, you probably only need to sell like 15 or 19 to
Right.
buy the whole thing. You
Right.
feel me? And so that's a big thing of, you know what I'm saying, how the finances
Right.
of, you know what I'm saying, because not everybody had the funds to just go spend 1,400, 1,500.
Right.
You
Right.
feel me? So that's a one way. And another thing is like understanding checking your emails, you know what
Right.
I'm saying, having a brand email where people can contact you about any problem, whether it's shipping, with my order,
Right.
anything that. So talking to them, communication is a
Right.
very
Yeah.
big
Yeah.
part.
Yeah.
You gotta talk to them.
Yep.
You feel me? Because if you're not, they're gonna think you scamming. They
For
gonna
sure.
then that will lead to chargebacks and different things like that. So communication is really just one of the biggest aspects of it,
Mhm.
and living up to what you say. Like if
Right.
you gonna have this shipping time, ship.
Right.
You feel me? If your quality gonna be this type of quality, have that quality.
Right.
Because it be a lot of people out here saying, "Oh, it's this way and
Right.
this
Right.
that," but when you get it, it's nothing like that at all. You feel me? And that's really what it is. It's just living to what you say, having good communication, and understanding your finances and different things like that.
Okay. So, I know now it might be a little easier to get bulks and get manufactured pieces, but back when you were in ninth grade, how did you fund your clothing brand? How did you
Honestly,
get it to this point that you had?
hmm honestly, I think my mom, because my mom, she helped me start out.
Right.
She got the blanks and different things like that, and that's really it. Like she helped me get my blanks, and I was making everything at home. Like I have a
Right.
BTF printer.
Right.
I got all like heat presses. I got really everything they got. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right. Right.
So
Right.
like with me, I be making sometimes like my shirts and different things like that. I make all my own
Right.
clothing from scratch
Right. Okay.
to like capitalize on profit and different things like that. So she had made that investment for us. So I just thank her.
Okay. So you started. You had a great moment. You
Yeah,
had
for sure.
champ
Sweet
moment.
Ho and my dad too.
Right. You
Shout out
got
to
you
Pop
got some
too.
good parents. They funded you. You was able to hit the ground running with
For
that
sure.
with that 32K drop, first drop,
3,200.
3,200.
I wish. I'm praying for that one. I'm
trying
praying
to
for
give
that
you more than I'm trying to give you more than you had. 3,200, my bad.
Yeah.
But that's still good. But
For
you
sure.
had that $3,200 drop on the first drop. You continuing to do well.
hmm
How do you continue to, let's say, I asked Dev the same question, but everybody has different ways. How do you continue to be yourself and exude that through your clothing? Because I know it can be easy in college, in this saturated
Really
clothing
dressing.
scene.
Like
Yeah.
I dress, so I just wear things that I would actually wear. And I
Right.
be trying to like style my stuff. Like that's really what I do. I be myself. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like being yourself is a big part because like as long as you be yourself, like everything gonna be straight. And
Right.
and like I say, like I make what I wear. Like I wear all my clothes.
Right.
You
Okay.
feel
Okay.
me?
Facts. Okay. So dealing with dealing with the whole, we're gonna move transition to social media because I didn't talk about that a lot in the previous episodes. With social media, how do you let's say continue to be creative in what you post? Like I know all of your posts not gonna
Yeah.
be the same, and like
sure.
with the clothing brand industry, you kind of got to be more creative than just saying like, oh, this is the garment, like
Yeah.
buy the garment.
And it's really more or less like really it's just it's okay. I look at the inspos a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll look at a brand or I go on Pinterest and different things like that, and I'll just scroll and until I see like a hard picture
Right.
or this or you know what I'm saying, anything that
Right.
looks like appealing to me, or if I have like a vision of how I want to shoot my promo or
Right.
different things like that. Like I be having a lot of creative stuff going on
Right.
in my mind for real,
Okay.
and that's really where I get everything from to be different and to just keep it consistent.
Right.
For real.
Okay, so you mentioned Pinterest. What's some other tools that you use to help you, like on the business side, on the promotion side, whatever?
Chat
tools?
GPT definitely. You
Facts.
feel me? And you can use that for everything. Whether it's like you trying to run a giveaway and don't know what to say,
Right.
SMS, email marketing, different things like that. You
Right.
feel me? You can use ChatGPT for clothing designs. Like you
Right.
understand what's trending, what colors popping, what's gonna be popping in the future, different things like that. You can use that for everything in
Right,
every
right.
aspect for real.
Okay, so going back to like the business side. So you said you just keep track of your finances and stuff like that. Do you mostly do that ahead of time, like before you decide you're gonna do the next drop, or do you just take it into consideration as you're going through?
Excuse me. Yeah, no, definitely. Like when it comes to finances, because like buying books and different things like
Right.
that, buying samples, different things like that, I get a whole price before I even think about buying anything.
Right,
So
right,
I understand, oh, this how much it's gonna be, how much I
right,
need to sell to buy this. You know what I'm saying? I be
right,
trying to get that whole rundown before I even think about buying anything.
right, right. Okay. So we went through your whole backstory, went through how you running your brand now, um, how you just hit the ground running. You
For
was
sure.
on it for sure.
For
You was
sure.
doing stuff in the beginning of your brand that not a lot of people was doing back then, and that really helped you out thus far because it is really oversaturated right now,
Definitely.
extremely. So with that being said, if you was to start over, starting doing a clothing brand in 2025 right now, what would you do differently, or what would you change, or would you change nothing and do it exactly the same as you did it? What tools would you use that's out now that could help you? All that good stuff.
What would I okay, so like and this is like from going from like when I first started to like what I got now.
Yep.
Really what I would do differently, I wouldn't I don't really I don't know.
We can break it. We can break it into two
Okay,
parts.
yeah, yeah.
What would you do different as from how you started? Because you had kind of like a success story, but
Mhm.
everybody in that moment feels like they did something wrong. So
Mhm.
the first part of the question, we can say, what would you do differently? And the second part of the question is, if you had to start over today, how would you do it from today going on to the next 5 years?
If okay, back then differently what I would have done, I could have promoted a lot more.
Right.
You feel me? Like if I would have promoted and been a lot more consistent. If I
Hmm.
could go back and different things, I would be a lot
You
more
you would be
consistent
up.
for real,
You
for
would
real.
be up for
Yeah,
sure.
I really be up for real. I wouldn't even be here right now.
Right.
For
Facts.
real. But hey, I'm here for a reason though.
Yep.
You feel me? That's
Everything
why
happened
I'm
for a reason.
exactly. That's why you know what I'm saying. It's all a part of God's plan for real.
Exactly.
And if I was to start today and keep going, really what I would do, I would take my time and really make a market winning product, something that everybody would want and
Right.
nobody has seen. I would take my time with shooting content.
Right.
Like I would probably take like 2 weeks just shooting content before posting
Right.
anything.
Right.
And that's what I would do. So you took all your pictures and
Right.
video, different things like that. So it's no excuse not to be consistent with your
Right.
promotion. You got your product.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? There's really no excuses for real.
Right. Okay, you got your product, you got your pictures,
Content,
your content,
everything.
everything like that. Okay, what we posting on? We posting on Instagram,
Instagram, you
TikTok,
post on everything you can. You gonna
everything.
post
All
on
right,
like for me, for instance, I'm posting on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Snapchat, Reddit,
everything.
Discord, really every social media platform because everywhere is a buyer. You feel me?
Right,
Depop, Grailed.
right,
You know, I don't even know if you can list things on StockX, but I'm gonna try now.
right,
You
right,
feel me?
right.
I'll do
Okay,
that.
okay. So you listen on all these different sites. Are you posting the same piece of content to the
It's all
same?
different.
Right,
Cause like when it come to Instagram and different things like that, that's when you want to have your best pictures, your best your
right,
best of the best is for
right,
Instagram and different things like that. And for TikTok, it really don't matter because you just posting 8 times a day. You really just need to show them the garment, show them the
right,
quality. You know what I'm saying? Make it appealing and
right.
make it quick. You feel me?
Okay,
Because
okay.
when you on TikTok, you scrolling.
Right,
So you
right,
gotta make it appealing to them, and that plays in from the first image, the sound you got,
right,
hashtags, captions,
right,
that like all that play a part. And it's a lot of psychological things that go into having a
right,
brand that make people want to buy, that make people want to like, that make people want to support you. It's a lot
right.
of things that go on.
Okay, so once I post my content, I put my best photographer pictures on Instagram. I put my best 3 second hook on
Yeah,
TikTok. After that, I start getting sales. What do I do?
time to ship.
For sure,
That's all
for
it
sure.
is. Really, is really all you gotta do is save your money, sell, and then reinvest into the next drop. Because as long as you put the money you making from that drop into the next one, it'll get bigger and bigger and
Right,
bigger.
right,
You actually gonna be able to scale. You're gonna be able to run ads. You're gonna be able to do the things you want to do. It ain't gonna be hard to buy samples
right,
because you sell 2 shirts. That's a sample right there.
right,
You
right,
feel me?
right.
So
Facts.
save it and
Right.
just keep reinvesting. Keep getting them samples.
So
Plan ahead for real.
okay, so something I haven't heard, which I'm gonna pick out of what you just said. Don't buy my first bulk with the money I saved up. Buy a little bit of that bulk.
For sure. Slim.
Start to sell, get
Oh
that
yeah,
inventory in,
that's how it's
and
supposed to
then pay
be.
for the rest, and then use the rest of that bulk to buy the second bulk. That way, you're not
Exactly.
coming out of pocket
Exactly.
every
Like when they
time.
come into the bulk and different things like that, for one, you want to break it down into payments and stuff. Whether you just want to send half and half, you feel me?
Right.
Let's just say we send half and half. You feel me? He tell you it's 14, so you only need 700 to start. You
Right.
feel me? So boom, you got your 700. You know what I'm saying? And then the customer's really gonna buy the rest of it. That's
Right.
really what the pre-order be.
Right.
It's just enough to start. And then
Enough
the
to
rest of it
start,
gonna
right,
come because like once you start it, you already gonna
Right,
get it.
right.
And once it's on hand, it's gonna go. You feel me?
Facts. The pre-order is no longer. I want y'all to know this. The pre-order is no longer you market you market the markup and then you start getting sales. No. That's not what we doing.
That's not what we doing.
That's not what we doing no more. You gotta have some product to be able to do that pre-order.
Exactly.
Okay, so tying it back into entrepreneurship as a whole, just be yourself when you're working through entrepreneurship, when
Definitely.
you're doing business, but also make sure that you're keeping up with your finances. Like you set aside days on a schedule to make sure you're getting everything done that need to be done. Make sure you know what connections you can make, because like you probably got different manufacturers, just like you said, your cousin, your brother, they was already in that space. Fiber for content creation, or like some people on Fiber do content creation, or like what graphic design. That's what I'm trying to say, and stuff like that. So another question would be, how do you think starting a clothing brand helped you as a person?
Express myself. You know what I'm saying? It definitely helped me express myself because I can just sit down and just do whatever I want to do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Even if I just want to be to myself and express myself and just play on the computer, I can do that. And another thing is like seeing people like what I, you know what I'm saying, creating and different things like that. It just really give me that drive to just keep creating and creating because people like what I do and I like that, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Facts. That's a good key thing to have. When people like when you're being your authentic self, that's
you
gold
be
right
you,
there.
you know what
right.
I'm saying? And it even give you the confidence to
Right.
be yourself and not be anyone else.
Right. It doesn't feel like a job. It doesn't feel like
exactly.
a task.
It doesn't at all.
You're
Just
doing
being yourself.
Right. Facts. So, I think this will be my last question for today. So, with that being said, if you weren't doing a clothing brand, would you? First part of the question would be, would you still be doing entrepreneurship? And if so, what would it be?
Definitely. If I wasn't selling clothes, I'd probably be reselling or something.
Selling
you know what I'm
something,
saying?
yeah.
I'd be probably reselling like reps or something like that.
Right.
You feel me? Because people be getting rich off that. For real.
Yeah.
I'd be reselling everything I could for real.
Okay, I really enjoy hearing
Or
about
doing
your story.
YouTube for sure.
Yeah, YouTube
That,
definitely. So okay, with the YouTube, would you be doing like personal YouTube, or would you be doing faceless, or like what you?
Nah, I would definitely be doing like personal YouTube from vlogging and different things like that.
Okay.
Just because like when you like YouTube is one of the like once you really get a support base and different things like that, it open up every single avenue just because you are the face. You feel me? So if you want to go on Instagram, people gonna know you from YouTube. If you go on TikTok, they gonna know you from YouTube and different things like that.
Using different avenues from one big avenue.
Exactly.
Okay,
and your face is really everything because once they understand who you are, is nothing that you can't do.
Right. That your name attached to
exactly
everything after that. Okay. I really appreciate you for coming on this episode, letting us know your journey from ninth grade, starting your clothing brand with your DTF printer, your heat transfer, your blanks, making that 3,200, not 32K
Yeah.
first job, then transitioning into just blossoming as a creative person in college. And thank you for giving us some tips on how to get on Instagram, how to get on TikTok. It was a really informative conversation. I really enjoyed having you. And with that being said, thank you guys for watching. If you're watching on YouTube, please like, comment, subscribe. If you're watching or listening on Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, whatever you're listening on, please leave a 5-star rating if you enjoyed this podcast. And I'll see you in the next episode.
Thank you for having me.
No problem.